What is up, Discovery Student Ministries? Happy March. It is officially March.
I can't. Does
February's
that mean
gone.
It's springtime? When does spring officially start?
In Colorado?
No.
May. After Mother's Day. every year.
Mother's
Yep.
Day. I mean, we usually get a blizzard in May.
Yeah, like Mother's Day is usually when I like to make sure all my garden is ready to go and plant it outside.
Right.
And it snows every year, and I lose
Every
half my
time.
garden. Yep. Really, you would think I would learn because this has been years later.
Yeah, I
You know
was
what?
gonna say.
Enough of that, Nathan. It's game time.
What?
Today's game is called Whose Shoes? What's going to happen is there's those little gibbets things that are going to be on
Are
the
they
Crocs.
called gibbets?
I think they're called gibbets, yeah.
Isn't a gibbet like the thing that you hang somebody from?
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Yeah, so they're going to be on these Crocs and we have to guess the celebrity name. I believe it's the celebrity name, not the character name.
By their customized Crocs. Okay,
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Are these actual Crocs that these celebrities wear?
Most likely, absolutely not. Because the one sample image that I saw before I downloaded this game was not something I think anybody who is somebody would actually wear. This might be something that a big fan would wear. But I don't know. I don't like Crocs. I don't get Crocs. They're not my thing.
No, I
and
don't
so,
like them either.
Yeah, but,
Okay.
Let's just go and see what happens.
Let's see what happens. I'm excited.
I'm assuming he's just first one to say who it is.
Well, or do we want to give them a chance?
All right.
And so we'll do a 3, 2, 1 and say the name.
All right. So, all right. That's
We'll
fair.
give you guys
That's
a
fair. All
chance.
right. He's too nice. Here we go. Oh, I know what that is. That was easy. Next.
All right, so there's some sort of a sporty ball. And LA, I saw that bear, so this California Adventure. It's Mickey Mouse. I'm just kidding. That's not my guess. I'm gonna throw something out. We'll
All
see.
right. 3, 2, 1.
Michael
Kobe
Jordan?
Bryant.
Oh,
Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls.
I don't know.
He was number 23.
Hey, that was close.
All right, that's fair. All right, here's our next one.
I thought he was from.
Got it.
Easy. Yeah, this one's easy. I thought Michael Jordan was from California.
No.
Actually, no, you're right. I knew he was on the Bulls.
6 championships with
I
Chicago
thought-
Bulls.
I thought the Bulls
Yeah.
were from California.
The argument is he the GOAT or is LeBron
a bull.
James the GOAT? Oh, good point. He's a bull.
All right.
Are you guys you're ready for
I'm
this
ready,
and I'm
yeah.
ready for this one? You guys ready? All right, here you go. 3, 2, 1. Scarlett
Widow.
Johansson.
Oh.
I said celebrity name, not character name.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Good golly, I'm doing bad at this. All right, well, we're fine. We're good.
If we were shouting out the answer immediately, I would have said Black Widow.
Yeah.
But I hesitate.
Right?
When I was
'Cause
thinking, I was like,
yeah.
oh, it's Black Widow. Oh, wait, what's her name? Oh, yeah,
All right.
ScarJo.
ScarJo.
Oh, man, ScarJo.
Goodness.
Ooh. All right.
What?
Oh, hang on. I think I know who it is.
Okay.
Wait, is that who does it? Yeah. All right.
I have no idea.
But now I really want some sushi.
I do too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure.
3, 2, 1. Harry
Harry
Styles. Yeah.
I just got it because of the.
Watermelon Sugar High song.
Oh no, I was thinking of the
British.
British.
And then a singer. I don't know what the sushi. Does he have a song about sushi?
He loves sushi.
Oh, me too. Me too, Harry.
I don't really know who Harry Styles is. I just know that name.
He was in Eternals.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I tried to forget that movie.
Yeah, most of us do. Next.
Okay.
I know which one it is.
Well, yeah, I would think so also. Okay.
Yeah. Should we give them a second?
Yeah.
All right. That's long enough.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Tom Holland. Because of the British flag.
What if they had put the Holland flag up?
Oh, that would have been funny. I would have known the Holland flag. Are you kidding
Would you?
me? No, I would not have.
Oh, you
is
would
what I'm
not.
saying. I do not know the flags of the world. I know 4 of them.
Well, England's one of them.
There it is.
Okay.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay.
But okay, so
yeah,
you
we'll
gotta
give them a
say-
second. Yeah.
You gotta say his name.
The full name
Right.
with all the funsies with it.
Sure.
All right. Oh, okay. I know what that one is. All right,
Yep.
ready? 3, 2, 1. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Love it.
Oh, it's just it, but we can
Yeah,
call
we
him
got
The
it.
Rock.
We got the bonus
I
on it.
love The Rock. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
This is from the lightning bolts from his new movie, right?
Black Adam.
Yeah, Shazam.
Not Shazam.
He'll be in Shazam too, though.
Will he?
Yeah, the Shazams or whatever.
Is that what it's
I don't know.
I think you're thinking of the Marvels.
Oh yeah, that's coming soon too. Here's our next one.
Goodness. I mean, that's enough to give us something? Really?
So why a microphone and a music note?
note.
The treble clef, because both of those imply that this person does music, plays guitar.
Okay.
I know who it is. Or I know who I'm going to guess.
That's tough because what?
That sweater is interesting. Is it telling me something? Or is it just this person likes to wear cardigans? I'm wearing a sweater right now. It's not a cardigan, but...
it's probably not Mr. Rogers. I wish it was.
Dude, I miss him.
I know, he's great.
Speaking of Mr. Rogers, you guys should go and find some of his clips on like YouTube and stuff because man, that man taught good values on television.
Yeah, he was great.
So much better than the junk we get today. All right. Do you know who you're going to go with?
Sure.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Rivers Cuomo.
T Swift.
How
I
is
was
that-
close by saying Ed Sheeran. They're like the same person.
I was close by saying Rivers Cuomo.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm surprised I remember the name of who I was thinking of. I was thinking of the lead singer of Weezer.
Oh, got you. So if you guys can let us know why this is Taylor Swift, the sweater's the only thing that sets it apart.
Does she
right?
wear sweaters?
No? Yes? I don't know.
Yeah, let us
That
know
was
because
bad.
that's confusing.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Is that like a song title? Does she have a song called like Striped Sweater?
Well, that's what I was thinking of.
Cardigans. Does she have a song called Cardigans?
I was thinking of Weezer.
Tracy Bumpus, if you're watching this right now, I'm sorry that we did not get your girl right.
Does she like Taylor
She
Swift?
loves the T Swift. All right.
Okay. Hey, and timely. Oh, because of... I don't want to say it until we
Right.
see who it is.
Right.
But from what we talked about earlier, the ones on the right-hand shoe are related to something we were talking about a little bit earlier.
Which side's the right?
Our right. The one with the chocolate bar.
We were talking about that earlier?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. You're going to have to tell me as soon as we tell this person's name. 3, 2, 1. Johnny Depp.
We were talking about Roald Dahl, who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and how his
Right,
books
got
are
it.
being
Yep, got
edited
it.
post-mortem.
Yes.
It's weird. Anyway.
I was trying to think of like on a DSM thing that we talked about
No,
this.
no,
and I was
sorry.
like,
It wasn't on DSM. This was just personal conversation. Sorry, guys.
we did like a draft of favorite candy bars a while back, so maybe that was it. All right.
That's fun.
Oh, I know it. It's got the sports ball again.
I know it. So it's a football player. Mm-hmm. He's a Christian.
Yep.
And he likes alligators.
Absolutely. Really?
I only know one Christian sportsy guy.
Then you're going to say that name and get it right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see.
3, 2, 1.
Tim Tebow.
That's the Florida Gators logo. That's where he won the
That's-
Heisman Trophy, national championship. When he was a good footballer, it was in college.
He wasn't a good footballer when he played. He played for Broncos, right?
Yeah.
And because he was a Christian, he was a good footballer.
Let's move on.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Now, what's his name? Crep. Am I allowed to say that on here?
No.
Crud.
It's
It's Okay, got it. I got it. I couldn't remember his name for a minute, but I got it.
oh my goodness.
That's
I
not
see his
anything to do with
face.
this.
And then I saw his face. His name. Nathan, I'm gonna get one wrong that you get right.
Now I'm second guessing what his first name is. No, that's it. That's it. Right? All right.
I know I'm gonna say a different Batman because I can't think of this
Okay.
guy's name right now, and I'm gonna wait. Nope. I'm gonna be very mad at myself. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Michael
Robert
Keaton.
Pattinson.
That's the one. Man,
For a second, I was trying to remember if it was Robert or Robin.
man. It took me a second. The fangs threw me off, and then I was like, "Oh no, he was a vampire."
He was a vampire. He was
Yeah.
Twilight. Team Edward.
Yep.
Team Edward all the way. Team Jacob was just dumb.
Oh man, I've never saw any.
Stephanie
Of them.
Meyer announced that she's writing 2 more Twilight series.
Does that mean
books
we're gonna
now.
get 2 more movies?
I hope so.
I never saw a
Maybe
single
they'll
one.
be better. Okay.
Got it. That's awesome.
I had to go down the list of things, and then I was like,
To
this
the
is a
moon.
pretty.
Recent.
Relatively
yeah, this
recent
is recent.
game.
This is recent.
This guy gets a lot of.
I think
flack,
this is
but
our
I like
last
him.
one, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, if I've
What's
been
our-
counting correctly.
Do you know our score?
I'm winning.
Darn it.
Just look down below. It's right there.
I only missed. But you got 1 or 2, right?
Like the first, all of them until T
2.
Swift.
I missed the first 2.
All right.
You've missed 1.
We both missed T Swift though.
Right, but I'm saying just...
okay.
All right, whatever.
Whatever. We have the score below us.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Elon Musk.
It's like
There
Bill
it
Gates or
is.
something. That'd be funny.
It's like Bill Gates. Hey, you guys, we will be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to Pass It On. We've been talking about passing on some important messages to others, right? And if you're like most people, you're probably communicating with people all the time. You're sharing messages all the time. We communicate through like texts and likes and comments and social media and past notes and that look you give your friend in class when you're trying so hard not to laugh at what's going on and you both just end up laughing hysterically because you gave each other the look.
Yep.
Sometimes, get this, we even communicate with real life conversations.
No way.
Like mind blown, right?
What about Telegram?
We don't do that much anymore. Or carrier pigeons.
Carrier pigeons?
Yeah, those
Smoke
are good.
signals?
Oh, so good. Like, there's a lot of ways that we communicate. But I think for a lot of our teenagers, there's one group of people that a lot of you probably struggle with communicating, at least in a good way.
Yeah, probably.
And that is our family, right? Like our relationships with our family are supposed to be the strongest ones we have, and most valuable ones, right? But like sometimes family gets under our skin a little
tough,
bit, right?
Like, nobody annoys you more than like a sibling.
There's that closeness, oh man. So for like the last few weeks, right, we've been talking about passing on this good news of Jesus to other people, both with our words and with our lives.
And we've talked about how Jesus challenged us to tell everyone about the good news that he's alive and that he can rescue us from death, that we can share that good news with our lives by loving people with both our actions and our words, and how we are called to share that good news with everybody, including sometimes the people that you would never expect or even maybe want to.
Right. So like, what about our families? Because I feel like I don't expect them to be a part of this conversation we've been having the last few weeks.
Right.
But man, there's some of the most challenging people to love with our actions, to communicate with, and even to share the good news with.
Right. And like, and maybe some of you are out there who's like, you follow Jesus, but people in your family don't. And so you might be thinking, man, I don't know how I would be able to tell them about it. It's almost like it would be easier to go tell a stranger about Jesus than like these people that you have to interact with every single day.
Yeah. Now, if your family does know and love Jesus, please do not tune us out, because even if your family members already know Jesus, you still have a mission to show them in action the good news of Jesus. Like, we have the opportunity to serve our families and love our families differently. Now,
awesome.
If you're familiar with the Bible, you might know that it is full of stories of people sharing the good news of Jesus all over the world, right? Like, some people go on long journeys. They have these dramatic adventures. I think of Paul and his missionary journeys in Acts. They take big risks in order to share the good news of Jesus with others. But the Bible also is full of stories of people who shared the good news with their family members, with people who are close to them. Now, these stories aren't the most dramatic. They're not the most adventurous, but they're just as powerful and just as important. So we're going to look at one story, Lydia, in the book of Acts, chapter 16, verses 9 through 15. Nathan's going to read it. You can follow along on the screen.
And we are reading from the ESV this time. So if you're following along at home, I'm going to put the text up here in a second, but it'll also be in the ESV version, Acts 16, 9 through 15. And a vision appeared to Paul in the night. A man of Macedonia was standing there, urging him and saying, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." And when Paul had seen the vision, immediately he sought to go on into Macedonia, concluding that God had called us. That's cool, because Luke was there to preach the gospel to them. So, setting sail from Troas, we made a direct voyage to Samothrace. Man, these places had cool names. And the following day to Neapolis. And from there to Philippi, which is a leading city of the district of Macedonia and a Roman colony. We remained in this city some days, and on the Sabbath day we went outside the gate to the riverside, where we supposed there was a place of prayer. And we sat down and spoke to the women who had come together. One who heard us was a woman named Lydia from the city of Thyatira, a seller of purple goods, who was a worshiper of God. The Lord opened her heart to pay attention to what was said by Paul. And after she was baptized, and her household as well, she urged us, saying, if you have judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come to my house and stay. And she prevailed upon us.
I love that. So when Paul arrived in her city, like Lydia already loved God, but she didn't know about Jesus yet. Right? Like she didn't know about the good news that he offers. And again, we don't know all the details of how everything went down. We just know that Lydia heard the good news of Jesus from Paul. She went home. She immediately shared that with everyone in her family. And her family then immediately all went out to get baptized.
That's so cool. So even after that, you see her family gave Paul and like the other missionaries, Luke, presumably like a place to stay there as well, which while they were there, a place to stay was super helpful.
That's awesome. So Lydia not only responded to the good news herself, but she also then went and made sure to pass on that good news to the rest of her family. Right. And there's so many examples in the New Testament, especially. And you're going to look at a couple in your groups tonight. But I think of like Lois and Eunice in 2 Timothy. This was Timothy's mom and grandmother who, because of their faith, grandma passes it on to mom. Mom passes it on to Timothy. Timothy then goes and preaches to thousands.
I know.
And passes on the good news and goes through generation after generation.
Right. I mean, and there's story after story of this. And sometimes it's really easy to miss them because they're really brief. Like that one right there, it's just a couple sentences. But behind all of that, behind these little brief comments about these stories, you see over and over people who are committed to the good news of Jesus, telling everybody that they love most all about him.
I love that. And here's the deal. In all of these stories, these people are acting as ambassadors for Jesus to their families, right? So an ambassador is someone who speaks on behalf of someone else. Right. So they're speaking essentially for Jesus. They're taking
like
a
representative.
Of Jesus. Yeah. So once we know Jesus, if you've placed your faith in Jesus, you are now invited to be his ambassador. Like that is such good news. And now you get to pass on his good news to others. So like, what does it mean to be an ambassador for Jesus to your family?
Well, I think there's a couple things. First of all, like if your family doesn't know who Jesus is, then it's going to be telling them about that, telling them the good news of the gospel. But even if they know who he is, whether they know Jesus or not, the way we live and love, like Jesus says the world will know that we're his followers because of the way we show love to others. And so the way that we treat the people in our family, our siblings, our parents, the way we talk to them and interact with them is going to be a reflection of our love for Jesus.
Now, if you know Jesus, but your family doesn't, like this can put a lot of pressure on you.
It can be really scary.
Like, sometimes we feel like we have to be responsible for making sure that my family begins to follow Jesus too.
Yeah.
And if that's you, remember, you're not responsible for anyone else's faith. The only thing that you're responsible for is passing on the good news, is sharing that with your words and with your actions. How they respond to Jesus, that's up to them. That's between them and God.
Yeah. And, you know, even though Lydia, it was a brief story, and so it feels like it happened so fast. It was like Paul came, he preached, and they went home, and then everybody got baptized, and they stayed there and had a party. But like, even that, like, it can take a while. Sometimes these are things that we don't see for years and years down the road where we, you know, Paul talks about this in another place. He says, like, somebody else planted, somebody else watered, and somebody else saw the fruit of it. And it's like, we don't know where we are in the stage of this process. We're just out there to put the good news out.
Yeah, and I know for some of you it might be discouraging to be one of the only people in your family who are following Jesus, and like sometimes you just want to give up. But let me encourage you, don't give up.
Yeah.
Right? Like your faith, your life just might make them curious to know more and to find out a little bit more about Jesus. So no matter what your family believes about Jesus right now, you still get to be an ambassador for Jesus at home through your words, through your actions, right? Just like Lydia, just like Lois and Eunice, they passed on the good news to their family. Just like them, you can pass on the good news to your family.
And I know we kind of talked about this. It can feel really overwhelming at first to say we have to tell those, especially those who don't know who Jesus is in our family. And it might be like, does that mean I need to like sit down and like write out a sermon and one night at dinner, I'm going to stand up and like ding my glass and say, you know,
hear ye.
Here is, and preach. Like that might mean you might feel like that's what I've got to do.
Right.
But
Or maybe you might think that they're not going to listen to you because they've seen you at your worst. So like, how can you, because I've seen the things you've done, tell me about this good, loving God and Jesus?
Or along the same line, maybe they know who you are, and all of us are on this process of sanctification and becoming more like Jesus. And because of that, sometimes we mess up, and it might feel like, well, they know that I still make mistakes. How are they ever going to listen to me?
Yeah. Or maybe you're just, again, discouraged because your family doesn't support you. They don't agree with your beliefs.
Or maybe you feel like you're just too young or too unprepared, or maybe you've been following Jesus only a short amount of time. And so what do you have that you can say about that?
Right. I think of 1 Timothy 4:12, right? Don't let anyone look down on you because you're young. But as a young person, you get to set an example in faith and life and speech and conduct and purity, all that stuff.
Right.
Right. Like sometimes, again, our families are the hardest people to pass on the good news to, but don't be discouraged, because the way that you love, the way that you serve your family is going to give you opportunities to share the good news of Jesus with those actions.
And as you are consistently acting, loving towards your family, that actually builds up kind of influence and credibility as they see that it's not just like something you're saying, but it's how you live your life. It's going to help give you a little bit more weight behind what you say.
That's good. And again, I want to encourage you. You are not responsible for what anyone does with the good news of Jesus.
Right. That's so huge, because I think so often it was like, I remember being a kid and going out on these like evangelism trips, and it's like, who can get the highest number? Who can get the biggest number of people to check off the box? Like, I'm going to join the Hallelujah Club. But like, it's not about that.
No, you're just responsible for the only thing you can control is whether or not you're going to pass on the good news,
right?
Not with what they do with it. So this week, as you begin maybe thinking about like who God might want you or be asking you to share the good news with, maybe look a little closer to home. It might be someone in your family, because you can pass on the good news to them too.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us again. If you haven't done so already, like and subscribe to us here on YouTube, and make sure you follow us on any other social media platform that you have as well. And I want to say, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I put the link in for the Bible plan on this, and I said I was really sad because the previous one, I feel like we didn't get a lot of engagement on. You guys are doing so awesome this time. There's so much good discussion happening in that Bible app right now. So if you haven't done so already, click the link in the description and read along with us as well.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.